God, I feel like, I've seen a lot of football seasons. I'm going to miss this one as much as any. This was a great year.
Well, we got a great treat with the playoffs. Let's be very fortunate, and a decent Super Bowl. I know a lot of people kind of thought it was kind of boring or kind of whatever it was. I thought we had a decent Super Bowl. We had a team that was expected to win down in the third quarter, come back and win in the fourth. Like the calls at the end of the game, it wasn't that heavily penalized halfway through the game anyway. We just have to enjoy it going forward. There's criticism of the refs, hence the entire year it's been criticism of the refs. So there's nothing new or crazy. You feel good for Drew Stafford. You feel good for everybody else, or Matthew Stafford. You feel good for Matthew Stafford. You feel good for everybody in Los Angeles. Everybody got their ring. It's great. Everybody back in the pool.
Is there a reason that the season you think was so good? I mean, that everything was so tight?
I think that the NFL has gotten everything they've wanted with the rule changes, both on and off the field, the last 15 years they've been trying to implement, right? You got the parity you wanted, seeing super juggernaut teams losing to teams that had 2-3 wins throughout the season. The passing game is exactly where you want it to be. I mean, fans complain about, the flags and the changes to the defenses so you can't guard a receiver, but let's be real, right? Like 4-yard runs off the edge don't make SportsCenter, and you don't want to see those back on social media. And you've nurtured superstars. The NFL knows how to nurture their superstars. The NBA has gotten better at it. Major League Baseball and the NHL are terrible at it. Every great thing that the NFL could have done the last 15 years when it comes to the product on the field, they accomplished it this year.
It sounds like, at least partially, you're saying that the NFL is driven by social media, right?
Yeah.
And they allow themselves to be.
They embraced it. Like, they were the first league. I mean, and again, the NBA, the NBA was the first league to do it. The NFL, because of all the cachet and clout and connections that they have, were the ones that embraced it the most.
And it was hard to hate anybody in this Super Bowl. I mean, look at how much love Joe Burrow got going into the Super Bowl. Everybody kind of wanted this sort of the underdog team, this kid to come out of nowhere, win a Heisman Trophy, win a national championship, win a Super Bowl, maybe in a 3 or 4 year span. Didn't happen that way, but we're not mad that Stafford won a championship. He was kind of due. Detroit, I believe, was the second highest rated city to watch the Super Bowl, which means they were rooting for him.
They were. And not to be dismissed, I think, too, is the propensity of gambling.
Yeah.
Which is like more money is being than ever.
Which increased the ratings, I think, a lot. I don't think a lot of big parties. I think a lot of still dealing with COVID, so you're not going to get huge parties like you used to, but the gambling was the big deal. I mean, that drew in so many people that just wanted to find out how many yards the quarterback was going to get.
100%. Well, that gamble, that was great. Really good weekend with the Super Bowl. Really good weekend.
Lunch on Duffy.
Well, now that it's legal, we can talk about this. I mean, did you find yourself, personally, now that it was legal and you can find it everywhere and you can do it, it's okay, socially acceptable. Were you putting a lot more money into the sporting event?
It wasn't, I hadn't gambled on sports since I was like in my late teens before. So once it went legal again, with it being in my hand, I was all over it. And what's insane about it and what I love the most about it is as the game changes, so do all the bets that you can make on that app. So I am engaged the entire time. I'm, to your point about social media, I am engaged on Twitter to discuss the game. I am engaged on the FanDuel app that I'm using to gamble on the game. And I am engaged in the television watching it. It is now
a total experience.
It is a fully legitimate, immersive experience to watch a football game.
And to think his team wasn't in the game. So you're sitting there basically enjoying the Super Bowl like everyone else, maybe NFC game, championship game, AFC championship game, but you're engaged because you're just like, wait a minute. I'm going to make a gamble here.
Was that the same for you? I mean, the situation he described, you both, young family men. I mean, is that your life for the NFL now?
It's a draw. I mean, look at fantasy football laid this down years ago, and now it's in the palm of your hand. So it's just very easy to just say, okay, all right, let's go with this bread. Okay, let's do a prop bet with that. Okay, let's go. Have some fun with it. Maybe put more juice into it. I was going to watch Super Bowl like anybody else.
Does it make it better?
Yes. I think it adds a little thrill to it that wasn't there before.
Same?
It's less about the game for me now, which is a little bit weird because I like breaking down the X's and O's, but yeah, it made it way better.
Doesn't everybody want to be right, though? Don't you look like a genius after making a great call?
When do I not look like a genius? You guys watch the show every week.
No, we'll be after the break. We'll find out.